Imagine a secret society, not of wealth or privilege, but of relentless drive. No flashy headlines, no luck, no shortcuts, just pure, unshakable focus and daily grind. These are the top 1%, not just rich or famous, but the ones who outwork, outthink, and outlast. They don't wait for success. They build it every single day. This isn't about envy. It's about education, not admiration, but action. By the end of this, you won't just understand their success. You'll know how to create your own. What if greatness isn't born? It's built. Would you still think talent wins if you knew the real secret was consistent, focused effort? We often look at prodigies and think they were just born with it. But that belief, that success comes from natural talent, is one of the biggest traps we can fall into. It makes us think greatness is only for a lucky few, and that's just not true. Real excellence doesn't come from being born special. It comes from working like one. As Tim Notke famously said, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And Kevin Durant made it famous because he lived it. Look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had the body of an NBA star, but when he started in the league, his game was far from complete. What changed? Daily grind, relentless focus, a mindset that refused to settle. Same with Simone Biles. Her routines look superhuman, but they were built through years of intense, focused practice. Rep after rep, fall after fall. She earned her greatness, one step at a time. That's deliberate practice. It's not about mindless repetition. It's about purposeful, structured effort, pushing past limits, getting feedback, and improving every time. Studies show that while genetics and opportunity matter, deliberate practice is the one thing you can always control. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson put it best. Success isn't about greatness. It's about consistency. Small daily wins compound into something huge. Whether you're learning AI or training for a sport, the top performers aren't the ones who start out gifted. They're the ones who keep showing up. So here's the truth. Talent might open the door, but discipline walks through it. You don't need to be born a genius. You just need to choose to become one. What separates those who keep going when everything falls apart? Is it confidence, courage, or something deeper that fuels unstoppable people? What really sets the top 1% apart isn't talent, luck, or even strategy. It's mindset. Deep down, they believe things can be better and that they can help make it happen. Not because success is guaranteed, but because they believe it's possible. That's not wishful thinking. That's irrational optimism. The kind that keeps you moving forward even when the odds are against you. As Nicholas Sparks said, it's the possibility that keeps me going, not the guarantee. Science agrees. Studies show that optimism increases goal achievement, especially in tough circumstances. And while a quarter of our optimism may be genetic, the rest is learned through habits, mindset, and how we choose to see the world. Look at Jeff Bezos. When he started Amazon as an online bookstore, most people laughed. But he wasn't chasing short-term wins. He was betting on the future. His belief in what could be shaped one of the biggest companies in history. Or Malala Yousafzai. Shot for fighting for girls' education, she didn't back down. She came back stronger. Her courage wasn't about knowing she'd win. It was about believing change was worth the fight. But belief alone isn't enough. You also need to embrace failure, not fear it. Top performers treat failure like data, feedback, a step toward mastery. They don't just bounce back. They learn, adapt, and come back sharper. Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, grew up celebrating failure. Each no became a step closer to yes. Bill Gates failed before Microsoft took off, and those early lessons became the foundation of his success. The truth: the best don't win because they never fall. They win because they keep going after they do. They combine bold belief with relentless action. Because the future doesn't belong to the smartest or richest. It belongs to those who believe it can be different and dare to make it so. Why do some people thrive while others just survive? Could it be their secret weapon is not willpower, but routine? You don't become extraordinary by accident. Greatness doesn't show up out of nowhere. It's built, brick by brick, habit by habit, day after day. That's the secret most people ignore. Success isn't random. It's not about luck or timing. It's about discipline, about designing your days in a way that makes greatness inevitable. As Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. That's not just philosophy, it's science. The more consistent you are with your actions, the more those actions shape who you become. And the people at the top, they know this better than anyone. Think about billionaires like Tim Cook and Oprah Winfrey. Their mornings aren't full of snooze buttons and scrolling. They're filled with intention. Tim Cook wakes up before dawn to start his day with movement and clarity. Oprah starts with meditation, gratitude, and journaling. These routines aren't random, they're rituals, carefully crafted habits that set the tone for high performance. Because when you stack small, powerful actions together, they compound into unstoppable momentum. That's what habit stacking is all about, linking simple, meaningful routines so they become automatic. Wake up, make your bed, brush your teeth, drink a glass of water, meditate. Write down your top 3 goals for the day. Over time, these tiny wins create massive results. Not because they're flashy, but because they're consistent. But discipline isn't just about doing the right things. It's also about saying no to everything else. Warren Buffett once put it perfectly. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything, son. So if you want to build a life of impact, stop chasing productivity hacks and start building discipline. Design your day like a pro. Stack your habits. Protect your focus. Say no to the noise. Because discipline isn't punishment. It's your greatest investment. And the returns, they last a lifetime. Who are the people quietly shaping your life? And how can you choose them better? Is your network holding you back or lifting you up? You don't become great in isolation. No matter how talented or hardworking you are, success is almost never a solo mission. The top 1% understand this deeply. They don't just work harder or think bigger. They connect smarter. They build networks of people who challenge them, support them, and help them see what they can't see on their own. Jim Rohn once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." That's not just motivational fluff. It's a blueprint for growth. The people around you shape your mindset, your habits, and ultimately, your results. If you want to rise, you need to surround yourself with those who already walk where you want to go. But building a powerful network isn't about collecting business cards or LinkedIn connections. It's not even about what you can get from others. Real networking starts with one simple question. What can I give? Because the strongest relationships aren't built on what you take. They're built on value, trust, and reciprocity. This is something many successful influencers and creators know better than anyone. They don't grow audiences by chasing likes or selling hard. They grow by giving real, consistent value, whether it's knowledge, inspiration, entertainment, or connection. So if you want to move forward, start by reaching out. Build bridges, not walls. Help before you're helped. Give before you receive. Because success doesn't come from working in silence. It comes from growing together. How do the best stay ahead in a world that never stops changing? Is it smarts or something you can start doing today? In a world that's changing faster than ever, standing still is the fastest way to fall behind. The people who stay ahead aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who never stop learning, who understand that knowledge isn't static, and neither are they. They embrace what Alvin Toffler once said so powerfully. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's the mindset of mastery. Not knowing it all, but being willing to grow through it all. Think about top motivational speakers like Tony Robbins, Brendan Burchard, or Mel Robbins. You might see them on stage, commanding attention and delivering powerful messages. But what you don't see are the hours they spend studying human behavior, refining their delivery, and adapting their message to meet the needs of a changing world. They don't rest on past success. They evolve with it. Because great communication doesn't stay the same, and neither does the audience it serves. And this kind of growth doesn't just happen by accident. It takes discipline, intention, and above all, reflection. Because real mastery isn't just about learning new things. It's about looking inward, asking hard questions, and being honest with yourself. What's working? What's not? What do I need to let go of to move forward? So if you want to keep growing, really growing, you have to commit to more than just doing. You have to commit to learning, to questioning, to evolving. Because in the end, mastery isn't a destination. It's a daily decision to keep getting better, no matter where you are, and no matter how far you've come. You now hold the blueprint of the top 1%. A roadmap built not on luck or mystery, but on deliberate practice, unshakable mindset, relentless discipline, powerful relationships, and lifelong learning. Their success isn't magic, it's method. Think of your potential as a wild, surging river, raw, powerful, but scattered. The greats don't let that energy run wild. They build a box, a structure of focus, habits, strategy, and growth that channels that force with precision and power. And that box doesn't limit you, it unleashes you. So your choice is clear. Let your river meander, or build your boundaries and direct that energy towards something extraordinary. As Steve Jobs once said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. Now go build your box and unleash your flow.